Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today's reading is going to be what will your next meeting be like. We've got 3 piles. You've got the pile 1, which is pink, pile 2, which is purple, and pile 3, which is the large blue ball. So I'll give you a couple of moments if you want to take your choice, and we'll get started.
La música de Harry Fraud.
I was just saying up here that your person's coming across possibly as somebody who is possibly older or just generally quite settled and conventional and has everything ordered in their life. You're coming across as a more youthful energy. Now, the energy with regard to the situation that you're going to come into contact next, they're coming across as being quite relaxed. They have almost throughout the whole pile an almost feminine feel about it. A sort of gentle, relaxing, rolling, just going with the flow feeling. You, on the other hand, come across as very, very intense. And I don't know why. I'll talk you through it. It makes me think, this is my feelings and thoughts when I pulled the pile over, was that you had your eye on this person to feel this intensity. And I think you're going into this next situation with hopes and wishes, and it almost puts you on a line where you feel vulnerable. And so I haven't got anything to say you've got defences up, but that's the feel I get. This person is almost like a sitting duck who has no idea what's going on. But on the positive sense, there are a lot of open, good feelings for you from this person. I'll go through it. So they're coming across with regards to this particular moment as the Justice. So the Justice to me just speaks as somebody who's fair, who's quite balanced, quite mature. You're just generally entering into a situation where they feel as if everything's okay, everything's fine, I've not really overthought it, everything's just as it should be. You're going into this situation, this is them, these little birds flying around are them, or being very sort of rolling with it, sweet and innocent, and possibly their energy, you could see them in a group situation. So the energy could be one of talking to lots of other people, but being very gentle and open and caring and loving and balanced and generally quite charming. And then in comes you. The 8 of Pentacles here is like the spider who has spotted the fly that's wrapped up in the cobweb. So if this person's trotting around, be really smooth and charming and lovely, and then you come in and it's almost like a velociraptor and your eye is on them straight away. If it's a group situation, you've spotted them, you've thought about this, and you are going after them. Even if you're not very brash about it, there's still that feeling inside of you that you want to hone your attention on this person. And you're not mucking about. You're very sort of straight about it. You've thought about it. You know what you want, and this is what you want to happen. They are basically not suspecting anything and just go walk. This makes me laugh. And just basically entering a situation as if they don't know what's going on. So this gets even better because the next one is their expectations in entering the situation is they're coming across as the Queen of Cups, which fits in so nicely with Justice cards. So as I said before, there's this sort of caring and open and nurturing feel, and it's balanced, and it's just they're just in this situation almost, I feel, unsuspecting of what's going on in your mind. And I do think it could possibly be a group situation just by the Justice card, but I haven't looked at these yet. So anyway, and this is a mature sort of emotional energy where they have good feelings and they want to show them. They're not hiding anything. They're just open, and it is a very sort of motherly energy, and there's nothing hidden, and there's just this feeling of communicating, being with people, being open and being warm. You, on the other hand, deja vu here. You've come across here as your energy at this specific get together is the Knight of Swords, and you've got this cobra which is reared up and it's almost ready to pounce. So this goes so well with your spider card here. I see it. There's a group of people here. There's a group of flock of pigeons here. It's almost as if you've entered a group situation or some situation where this person is here, you know what you want and you're going for the kill. There's no other way that I can interpret these two cards for you. I wonder whether you're quite determined. I wonder whether you could be quite open. These cards I read of something like a Scorpio energy that's very intense, very controlled. They know what they want and they're going to get it. And this person here is coming across as, don't know what's going on. But these two cards are prey cards to me. They just are. There's no other way that I can say it. So you're coming across ready to grab the person, and they're coming across as, I don't know what's going on, la la la. And that's all I can read into it. The situation to me, these are your three cards for the situation. And without reading these cards with their actual tarot meaning, I just straight away see somebody who is lying down or settled or sat down in some way. I'm trying to think what that could possibly be. So I'm picking up a group situation, possibly. And I'm picking up being sat down in this situation, so it could be anything like any meeting, or if you're in a work situation, it could be you sitting down at a table where they're already sat and it's quiet and everything's quite controlled. There's nothing going on. It's not like it could be sat at a bar or in a club or some sort of group situation where you're sat down. I'm thinking work, pubs, clubs, that sort of thing, because it's not like a walking, or it's not a vehicle, it's not like passing in a car. Let's keep going, but that's what I'm picking up. There's like resting, sitting, waiting, tired. There's definitely a feeling of resting here. Recuperating. Let's keep going and find out. So that's the situation. Your energy is coming across as intense and focused, and their energy is coming across as basically nonchalant and not knowing what's coming towards them. Right. How they come across to you. They are coming across as having genuine, good, warm, loving feelings towards you. It's almost as if they are, especially with this card here, is almost looking a bit sort of wistful or in love. And then you've got this with the Ace of Cups. So I think when you actually contact this person, there's going to be a strong feeling of love from them towards you coming. It's a feeling of open emotions, of being quite clear and quite joyful about the way that they feel and not hiding it. And I think you will know that and feel that quite strongly, because all your cards are coming across as quite, for your other person, are coming across as quite open and loving, and almost in like what you would typically say is a feminine way. What you would typically say is like gentle and quiet, but you'll feel it. They won't be able to hide it. You, on the other hand, the way that your feelings are going to come across are death. So with these cards here for you, these are your cards so far. You've got the Eight of Pentacles, a spider who has been working towards something, is now going to eat its prey. You've got the Cobra here for the Eight of Swords, which is almost like a feeling of to me, Eight of Swords is always a feeling to me of overthinking and anxiety. You've put a lot of thought into this, but you're determined to get this person, or get close to them at least. And then you've got the Death card. It gets better. Your card even gets, I don't know if you can see it from here, but your cards get better. You've got the Death card, so it's almost as if you are entering this situation with wanting to call this person out in some way. You want to know what they feel, you want to know what they're thinking, and this person is almost going in feeling love for you, feeling gentleness towards you, but you're basically more focused. The communication from your person, you've got the Ace of Cups from them, and their communication is coming across as the Page of Cups. So I think that the way they speak is going to be very loving, very soft, very gentle, very flirty, just very playful and kind. And I think you are going to really enjoy whatever contact you do have next. I can't really repeat the same things because, as I said when I pulled them out, their energy is coming across as, can you still see these cards? Yeah, Justice, Queen of Cups. They communicate like the Page of Cups, and then they feel for you the Ace of Cups. Okay. This is how you come across. They're coming across as all these Ace of Cups. You're coming across. I do think you're going to have to, if you do have really strong feelings for this person, I think unless they've wronged you in some way, it's a really good idea to cut back a bit, because I wonder whether your feelings have got quite obsession in some way, because the Devil card speaks to me of the way that you come across could come across as too intense, as almost like an ultimatum feeling about it. I mean, I don't know your history. I don't know what's gone on between you two. So if you've argued or if there's something that's happened between you that's been quite intense, then this makes sense. But if it's like you don't know each other very well and you basically, it could be a crush sort of situation, then you are going to scare this person with these cards here. So if that is the case, if the energy is very light and very free, and it's somebody you've met a couple of times, you're going to have to, even if you're Scorpio, pull back a little bit, because you're going to frighten this person off, because their energy is quite conventional but very open and loving. It has, to me, with the Hierophant here and all these really sort of sweet cup cards, it has the feeling to me of I'm trying not to step on anybody's toes here or appear rude, but in work we have people that come in and who I can't say it really. I'm trying to say, no, it sounds a bit rude to these people because it's very complimentary, but it's an energy that's traditional, but it's an energy that's very open and very loving. Right, let's keep going with this because it gets even better. What are we on now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, their body language from them again is very open. It's very much really, with this Ace of Cups here, they're really physically prepared to be full on. They don't mind giving, if you know them already, there will be a real open embrace. There will be touching. There will be feeling. There will be sort of passion, but it's like an excited passion. It's not a sexual mulling over a situation and then unleashing some passion. It's basically open and excited. This person's really pleased to see you. If you don't know them already, then it's just basically an opening up of feelings and then an almost excitement of jumping into a new situation where they feel very loving and very open to you with these cards here. You'd feel very intense. Right, so your body language is coming across with this card here. You feel a real connection with this person and it feels very intense to you. You feel as if there's a karmic link with this person. So you are almost entering into this situation where you're going to meet them again with this is the one feel, because this card here speaks to me. If this is like a physical contact body language position here, which I'm trying to read, it's a feeling of watching, and there's an intensity and there's almost a knowing feel about it, as if you think this is the one, and you have got this look in your eye as if you found them. If it's not that, it's really, if it's somebody who's wronged you in some way or you feel that they have, then it would be too intense in a different way. not in the way that I'm laughing at it, in a way that it could actually, you would need to pull back. I don't get the feeling, I just get the general feeling that there's this karmic feel, and you recognise this person as being part of your soul tribe, karmic soul tribe. And that's where your intensity has come from. Right, the eye contact. The eye contact, or anything that's hidden, they've come across as the star, which is a little bit more wistful, a little bit harder to pin down, and I think the eye contact could be, it's not an intensity from them, it's almost like a wish come true feeling about it. There's just, they're there, they've got eye contact with you, or they haven't. Either way, there's nothing really intense or that's going to catch your eye about them. You're coming across as the sun, which contradicts the rest of your cards, and if this is like an eye contact or anything that's hidden, you're not hiding anything. These feelings that you have here, this intensity and this connection that you have here, you're not going to hide it. You don't feel like you do need to hide it. Right, when you've actually left this person and you've had this contact with this person, this situation, this person's going to feel slightly overwhelmed with the difference in the energy coming from both of you. And I wonder, unless you can actually temper what you're feeling, if you do have a huge crush, if it's that sort of situation, or if you do, you're feeling really intense about the situation, nothing is set in stone, so you can change that. Just pull back a bit, use the sun, use your openness. You've got the sun twice here for you, so you need to basically just be a little bit, you can be open, but be a little bit more joyful. If the situation is quite intense and it's negative, then to be honest, I would try and keep out of the situation until the intensity dies down. If it's just a very, if you've basically fallen for somebody because you feel that connection, they feel the connection too. But if the energy is different, so you need to slightly pull back. I think you could actually leave the situation. You've got the strength card here, and it's almost as if you feel as if you've got what you wanted. It's this feeling of this person has basically shown their underbelly here, shown their affection for you, shown that they like you, and they've been very open and honest. So you feel like you've almost won, because that's that's what you want to feel if you're attracted to somebody. But unless you temper this, you're going to leave them feeling slightly defensive, because they've got the 9 of Wands and you've got the Strength card, where the passion is strong and you can use that to your advantage. So all this passion that you have for this person, if that is so, you need to keep that down a bit so that you come across well without scaring this person. So to sum up pile number 1, what a fantastically interesting pile. Your person, I think that the answer to the question, what will your next meeting be like? I think that your meeting possibly could be in a group situation where you are sat down. So I was thinking the ideas that I got were resting, waiting for something, a group situation. In fact, it could be a pub, or it could be a club, or it could be a bar, or it could be generally a group of friends. But there's something to do, because all these cards are lying or sitting. So, whatever scenarios you think might be most likely, try and fit them into what I'm seeing here. And that might make more sense to you. But your energy is coming across as intense, and it's as if something that you've put a lot of sway into. So you're expecting a lot from this situation. This person is coming in really sort of open and innocent and having very good, strong feelings towards you, but in a very pure, clean way. And I think unless you can temper down what I'm picking up, what I feel are intense, almost like obsessional feelings. You've got the devil, you've got death, you've got stalking and praying twice here, and then you've got this feeling of the karmic soul tribe. There's no other way I can interpret those. So, devil, there's no other way you can interpret those. I mean, these are basically prey cards. So I think unless your feelings are negative, and I honestly don't get that, and I think it's obsessional. I think it's just generally something you've got taken away with, that you feel a real connection with the soul tribe there. But I think you definitely, your advice for this is to temper it down a bit so you don't scare the person. The best thing for you to do, if this rings true in any way, I would think, to meditate and see yourself in this situation, possibly, you know, in a group situation, possibly rested and talking, but almost visualize yourself chatting to this person and being on their sort of energy level. So it's open and it's fun and it's loving and it's kind. So you can hide some of this, which you've got the strength card at the end. You know, even if you're feeling it, that's fine. It's fine to feel it. You know, you're probably a very sort of passionate person. So I would work on yourself so that you don't come across expressing what you're feeling too much. Unless you know, if you're the type of person that basically is going to show what you are, then that's fine. But you might alienate the other person. So anyway, really interesting pile there. I hope that helps you in some way, and if you can give me any insight into what these three cards possibly could be. All I'm getting is your meeting could be sitting, resting, waiting. And they're coming across with the group feel about them. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and good luck. I hope that rings true. Right then, hi there, pile number 2. Before I start reading, if you are somebody who's very intense, very passionate, and the person that you have in mind possibly is a little bit more laid back, you need to go to pile number 1. I'm not saying that this isn't it, but pile number 1 definitely was that. Right, let's have a look. So, what will your next meeting be like? I'm wondering whether you two work together, or whether you study together. And I don't know why I'm saying that at the moment. Either that, or one of you's a parent, or I see there could be teaching. I've got temperance here, and something else made me think that. I don't know why I'm thinking teaching, or learning, or studying, or travelling, or one of you's a parent, or one of you or both of you are very creative in some sort of artistic field. I'm not sure. Let me keep going. I'll just go through the cards one by one and see what comes out. But that's what I was thinking I was dealing them, but I can't remember why. So, well, I can, but I'll start anyway. Right, you're coming across as temperance. So I think that you could be Sagittarius. You could just be somebody who's very good at everything. Sagittarius tend to be extremely good at everything. Or you could be somebody that's very calm and very settled about this situation, or in general. You could be quite wise, you could be quite religious or spiritual in some way, you could like travelling, you could be one of those people that just enjoy life, having fun, and you're quite settled in your mind, you're quite balanced, you're quite a balanced person. They're coming across as the Empress, so they could be a parent, or they could be in some sort of creative industry, or they could be very creative, they could be an artist, they could be somebody who is just somebody who's very good at making life bigger. That they grab onto things, they grab onto situations, and then once they've got it, when it comes out of their hands, it basically almost as if they're like magic. They get an idea, in work they might be somebody who gets hold of any idea, and by the time that they finish with it, they've made something good. It's making me think of people who, I'm not saying this is what they do, people who window dress. They're given a blank space and they have to make it look good in the high street or something, and it looks fantastic. So it's that creative energy, but they can put that into anything that they touch. They could basically be a car mechanic, but by the time they're finished, I'm thinking of these car programs you see on TV. When they're finished, it's brilliant. There's a gentle feel about this, so it's almost as if you're quite at home in your creativity. It's not something that you push. It's not got that Aries feel of wanting to achieve something. It's got that feeling of, yeah, I know I'm quite good at this. I'm just going to see how it develops. And also the Temperance card. It's not got that Sagittarius strength of character, I don't think, to me, where you get, Sagittarius can be quite outgoing and can be quite brash at times. It's almost as if it's got the same creativity in a different way. This is like a spiritual feel about it, and this is like a motherly feel. Even if it's a man, it's got that nurturing feel about it. Right, okay, let's move on. So their energy with regards to the situation, it's got this feeling that I think they may have been working toward, you may know them already. Either they're a very hard worker and they work on their own, or they're very dedicated in whatever they do and they're very prepared to put a lot of effort into it. Or in the situation with regards to you, they have been working hard to get at you, and they're almost as if they might have kept it to themselves. It's that Capricorn fear. It's the Four of Pentacles, which I don't think is Capricorn. But it's somebody, to me, I feel from this picture on this card, for somebody who has held their feelings close to their chest about you and feels like it's not quite the time to tell you yet. For some reason, probably they don't want to feel vulnerable. They don't know what you feel. Either that, or they're just somebody who works on their own. So let's carry on and see. This will all come probably a bit more clear as we go further. Your energy at the moment is you're ready to make a big shift in your life. And I don't know whether this person is involved in this shift, but you are somebody who feels constrained by what's going on at the moment, and you're ready basically to shed your skin and be somebody else. And it's got a feeling from these other cards here being quite focused and quite energetic feel about it. You may have feel hemmed in of whatever's happened in the past with your life. I'm not saying just in relationships, but you're ready for change. What they're expecting, if you know this person already, what they're expecting is from you in this get together or this situation where you're both going to meet next, is they're expecting some open, honest and direct communication. But the Knight of Wands, to me, it's got, the cards are specific as opposed to each one. So the Knight of Wands is basically somebody who's a bit gung-ho, is quite sexual, it's somebody who dives into situations and is very sort of open and direct. And sorry, the camera clicks off, so just in case you missed that, I'm just saying that you're going into this situation, this get together, or this your next time you meet, and you are direct, focused, but in an energetic way. You are ready for some sort of change, and you're probably going to give that across when you meet them. It's that feeling of almost like wanting a rebirth in some way. You just to basically break out of the mould that you feel you've built up for yourself, which wouldn't surprise with a Temperance card. They don't like to feel stifled. Your Temperance card goes very well with this Knight of Wands card, so you might be quite similar in energy. They may be more creative and more creative. You may be more spiritual. Right, so the situation to me, your next meeting is either some sort of practical offer. You may meet doing something, or they may ask you to go out and do something, like go for coffee, go and do something small. It's not something large like let's go and fly to Las Vegas. It's something like if you know this person already, they're going to ask you to do something small, to go and do some task with them, to help you may help each other do something. The Pentacles is something practical, but it's a small practical move. And it's normally, the Pentacles to me speak like Virgo-y feel of being helpful in some way. There could be water involved. It could be seaside, it could be swimming, it could be, or an evening walk. It could be anything. But to be honest, I'll go a little bit more into these in a minute. That there are genuine feelings of both of you feeling attracted to each other. The Two of Cups is my favourite card out of the whole pack of tarot cards, because the Lovers always feels as if you can't quite get your hands on it. It's almost something that's not quite practical and down to earth. It's more of a feeling to me. The Two of Cups is something that's actually expressed. It's equal and it's reciprocated, and there's feelings there, and it's got a feeling of respect about it. rather than just being in your head like the Lovers. So I find that stronger than the Lovers. So your get together will be either something small and practical, something involving water, or something creative. It could be the cinema, it could be a film, it could be a show, or so you can meet at night in any way, in some small way. But the feelings will be there, and I think they will be. Intense isn't the word. The Two of Cups don't make me think of intensity. It makes me think of reciprocated respect. Just that genuine, I'm going to show you that I like you, I know you like me, and you know that's good. There's no game playing. Right, number 4. Right, they're coming across as, so for the Two of Cups here as well as the actual situation, they're coming across as being very open and not afraid to show you how pleased they are at seeing you. It's like the Nine of Cups here with like this pelican with all the bits in its mouth. It's almost as if it's the not tree, the cat that got the cream feel about it. It's basically they want to see you. If you two work together in some sort of creative industry, so you've got the Page of Pentacles. Sorry, I've sidetracked here. Page of Pentacles here, with the Empress here, and that's creativity, and that's like a small offer. So if you know each other, there could be some offer to study together. There could be some offer to work together. You may be pushed together in a work situation, or there could be just this practical sort of offer of going to do something, like go to the cinema, go to the seaside, go somewhere in the evening for a drive or for a walk. Could be walk, but it's got a really loving feeling to it. So this person is going to feel as if like the cat that's got the cream. It's what they've wanted. They want to meet with you, they want to be with you, they want to show their feelings. Because I think they felt as if they basically repressed them a little bit. You, on the other hand, here are coming across as the Knight of Pentacles. So I think you're very much at home with doing the practical bit here. You're very much, let's go and do something together, yes. And you're almost thinking of it as let's get through each step and do what's actually been asked rather than daydreaming too much. But I think you're actually weighing everything up, and this really sticks in with your next card that you're about to get. I think you are more, not wary isn't the wrong, because that comes across as negative, but you are watching the situation to see how it develops. This person's being less guarded. No, I lie. The next card has just made me out to tell porcupines. I'll go on to the next card and then we'll look at it back down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right. So I just said then that they are coming across, because you've got the Knight of Wands and you've got the Nine of Cups. They're coming across as open. They're coming across as being very pleased to see you. So you'll be able to see the expressions in the face and the way they move, and they just generally won't be able to hide it. But this is the card for communication. I just said that they're coming across as open. The Nine of Wands, they're holding something back. They're not telling you everything. Verbally, they're holding something back, which would probably, their energy here is almost as if they've worked towards you and it's been a long haul, and they probably are really pleased to see you, but they're not going to reveal their hand totally to you. You'll be able to read the signs on them, because Knight of Wands can't hide that much. Nine of Cups is just basically he or she will have a smile on their face. You're going to be watching and waiting for these signs, so you'll be able to see them. And this person verbally might actually make you feel as if they're a bit cool, the way that they express themselves verbally, although they won't be able to hide their signs. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Verbally, or the way that you communicate is going to come across as maybe slightly dominant or scary, because you've got this Cobra here, and I think if it's not dominant or scary, you're going to speak with authority. So if this isn't a work situation, what you're going to actually say in this situation is going to come across very well. If you're feeling, perhaps if somebody you like and you're feeling a little bit tense about the actual situation, the way that you express yourself will come across clearly and well, with clarity and well. That was very clear, was it? So your cards are good here. Let me keep going. Right, okay, body language. Yeah, I think you're going to come across, you're going to be watching and waiting for the signs from this person, and you're going to pick up the fact that they are attracted to you by the way that they just basically, their chest puffs out when they see you. They're going to be smiling and they're not going to be able to hold it in. Their words are going to be slightly restricted in some way, and I don't know why. It could be your situation that you're in. They can't actually express it. I don't know. The body language coming from them is going to be quite playful and quite natural. There's going to be this air of feeling as if there's not too much intensity with it. They're not feeling as if they're not going to be too shy, is what I'm trying to say. There's not going to be that sort of like tense shoulder feeling. The body language and the physical body language and physical contact is going to be playful, natural and playful from their side. You're coming across as if your body language is the Ace of Pentacles and your physical contact's the Ace of Pentacles. It's going to be, I think, intense, but in some sort of practical way, like that you could be offering them or starting off this situation that we looked at here. No, it's this one, isn't it? If your body language is the Ace of Pentacles and the situation is the Page of Pentacles, I wonder whether it's you that's going to instigate the next move. Or some financial offer, or an offer to work together, or perhaps to study together, or basically to do the next practical step together. Maybe this get together that we're looking here. So this could be coming from you. So it's quite a strong feeling, but it's very practical. It's very down to earth. Sorry, I want to sort these out. It's going to bug me otherwise. So body language. Their body language is natural and playful. So there's a lot of toing and froing, maybe, just it's got an energetic but a natural flow to it. And your body language is the Ace of Pentacles. And you've come across as the Knight of Pentacles here. And the situation where you are actually going to get together, or the situation where you'll meet next, is the Page of Pentacles. I think that there's something about you with this match getting together, where you are the person who's instigating the situation, the practical situation. It could be you that's asking this person to work with you. It could be you that has somehow got the ball rolling with a meeting, or that you need to basically ask somebody to come to get together through a friend. It's that sort of situation where I think you're at the basis of instigating this, and I think you're probably going to be quite confident with the way that you're coming across. This person's really pleased. If you've chosen this person in some sort of situation, have a meeting to get together, or you want to study together in some way, this person's really pleased about it. You're basically just almost trying to keep it controlled, just going along with it. And I think you possibly, when you get together, it could be you that offers more. It could be in your hands to say, do you want to meet again? Something practical. I'm going to leave that there because it might be boring you, but that's what I'm getting because of the interplay of the Pentacle card. Your body language, Ace of Pentacles. You're coming across as Knight of Pentacles, and the actual get together has got a Page of Pentacles there. Pentacles basically on money, or something earthy, or something that is very much in the mundane. If you can see anything else in those cards, let me know. But I'm going to carry on because we've got eye contact next. Right, this is great card for eye contact. This is their eye contact. You can't get more focused than that. There's that toad, frog on the Venus flytrap, and it's got its tongue stuck out, and it's just stuck the fly to it. So this person's eye contact is focused and direct, and they're looking at you, and they're not going to take that eye off you, and they don't care if you see it. They have honed in on you. Your eye contact is also very direct, but it's got this feeling of being more in control, more powerful than theirs. King of Wands is a mature, direct figure who is not scared or shy to show their feelings, because they want things to move. They don't want anything to be stagnant. And, you know, with this page, these pentacle cards that we've just mentioned, and you've got the expansion card here with the snake that shed its skin. You've got the chariot. Your energy is very direct, very focused, and very earthy. You're not somebody who wants to be, it's quite controlled in some way. For a temperance card here, it's quite, you know what you want, and you want it to happen in everyday life. You don't want to sit at home dreaming about it. You're prepared to put the effort in. You're prepared to get this moving. And, they're not hiding from this. Right, when you've left this situation, when you've got together with some sort of, which I think is going to be a really nice contact, reciprocated contact. The moon card to me, just going back to what your question was, what will your next meeting be like? It speaks to me of water or creativity or emotions or fantasy or cinema or films or, that sort of creativity. It's almost a little bit sort of nebulous in some way. So when you've had this contact, I love this card, let me just put it there. When you've had this contact, the memory they're going to take away of this contact is, oh my God, they've turned into you. You've got the Page of Pentacles here. There's like the Sacred Fire. The Sacred Fire, it makes me feel as if they feel inside them, they feel as if there's a connection there, because you've got the Two of Pentacles here. You're very sort of focused on this connection, and they're feeling it. And this Page of Pentacles here is almost as if you've got the butterfly mask on the front of the fox. So it's almost as if, to me, the butterfly makes me think of something that's changing. So, that's the main thing about butterflies, that you recognise that they move from one creature to the next. Moved. They metamorphosise from one creature to the next. So it's almost as if this get together with the Two of Cups, with the creativity and the actual practicality of all mixed in together, is going to open up them feelings to you. Feelings is a strange word to use with the Pentacles, but they want to move forward with you. And the same for you as well. It's going to ignite some sort of spark inside you you want to start. It's got you thinking, it's got you I'm going to say feeling, I didn't mean that. It's got you thinking and wanting to move forward. To be honest, with your cards, you're not coming across as overly touchy-feely. I don't suppose either of you are really. You're coming across as focused and ready for a change and direct, but you're straight and you're honest. And you have a sort of power about you when you're talking. In both these cards here, there's like a focus in you. And it's almost as if by the end of your get together, the focus it's almost as if like osmosis. You've put it, connected them to be the same as you. An earthy focus. So I think your next get together could be very sort of romantic. It will, as Pentacles are romantic, in some sort of everyday, down to earth way. And when you separate after this meeting, there is going to be an intensity that binds you together, that's been passed over from you to them. It's almost as if they feel as if they're the pelican with everything in their mouth. They may be attracted to you, but it's almost as if this meeting consolidates, it's reciprocated. Right, I'm going to stop there because I've been talking too long. Pile number 2, I hope that helps in some way. I feel like I've talked your ear off there, and I'm really sorry. So there's a real strength of character with your pile. And there's a real sort of strength in the fact that you actually get what you say. You do what you say, you get what you want. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I hope that helps. And I will see you again. Bye. Their energy is quite, you've got this woman pouring out the water with the urn and the star card. So there's some sort of outflow, and this is like knowledge, this is like information. Like Aquariuses are normally quite renowned for being quite in touch with things that haven't happened yet, or maybe rumbling under the surface, or like a prophecy or something like that, or just basically knowledge that other people can't quite construe in their own heads yet. But that's what the Aquarius age is meant to be, pouring out this. Your person here has, or what I feel is almost the same sort of pouring out feel. It's balanced and it's more down to earth. So your person may like to talk more, but may be very giving, while you are coming across with your energy as being more giving practically. Right, sorry, I'm just looking at the cards here. So I'm just getting the cards together, make sure I'm doing the right bit. Okay, you're here, so this is their energy, so it's this and this. You're coming across as Justice and the High Priestess. So once again, it's feminine, it's balanced, it's somebody who's quite wise, somebody who is quite fair. So you're coming across as being somebody who's quite in control of themselves in a feminine, gentle way. They're coming across as somebody who's quite focused in a sort of cooler, but a humanitarian sort of way. Whatever they do, it will be the best for the group, the best for the situation. The expectations of you. I think, I'm getting the feeling that they know you already. And their expectations are they're expecting you to meet them and greet them as if there is some sort of familiarity there. There'll be some sort of openness. They're expecting you to feel the connection if you don't know each other already. They're coming across as the Six of Cups, so it's sort of like nostalgia. It's like childhood. It's that feeling they're expecting to connect with you. They're expecting to feel as if you feel familiar, like you feel family, and that you treat them the same way. You're expecting from them, I don't think for expectations, the Fool's quite a big expectations, because it's almost you're expecting them to jump in with, you don't want them to hold back, you want them to jump in with both feet, you want them to almost treat the get-together as an adventure, as a new situation, something fresh and exciting that has movement to it. So I think they could be quite good at that. They could fulfill your expectations, because the Star and the Fool to me make me think of Uranus and Aquarius and that electrical energy that basically is good at sparking off new situations. It's exciting, it's fun, and it wakes you up. So they could fulfill what you're expecting. You're both expecting different things from each other. They're going to this situation with these two cards here, quite sort of steadfast and there's a feeling of kindness and familiarity, and it's almost as if you're a solid figure that they might already know, or they might have had, you might be from their childhood, or it's some sort of solid situation where they feel as if it's familiar and loving and giving. And you're expecting them to be fair but firm. Right, this is the bit that I find the hardest. So this is the situation where you both meet. It's supposed to give me clues. So in this situation, you've got strength, you've got Hierophant, and you've got death and rebirth. So you're going to have to help me with these cards. The Hierophant, to me, speaks of a traditional setting, a traditional situation. And when you actually pair this up with strength, I'm thinking of a situation where you can't show your feelings. You could be in a... you could be in a shopping centre with somebody. It's a large building or something, and you could be with your mother or your father. You might meet this person. You can't actually express yourself that well. So I'm just looking at these cards here. Or death and rebirth. Okay. If it's not that, it could be like a school situation, it could be a work situation, something that's quite orthodox, something that where there's expectations that you can't show your feelings. To me, it speaks of these two things. The death and rebirth here, as a setting is... I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking. This is what I'm picking up, not what the card actually means. It's almost, to me, it feels as if it's unexpected, as if you bumped into each other. You're almost going around in a... This is what I'm thinking. It's just a feeling. It's not from the card, so I could be totally wrong. But it's as if you are both walking around and you've bumped into each other. And this, you can't actually express your emotions or what you're feeling. And this person here is possibly... There's your expectations. Their energy is coming across as stable and giving and familiar, like, oh, hello, hi, how are you? And you're half expecting them to want to run or be sort of nervous. Not run because they don't like you, but just be nervous when all you want is them to be fair. Right, okay, I'm going to carry on with that. I don't know if that rings true because that's quite hard for me to read, but I'll go back and I'll try and help you through that. Your next one is, how do they come across? They do come across as quite stable. They come across as, this card came up in the last reading. So the Page of Pentacles is somebody who's quite stable. They speak well, they're measured, they're in control of what they're saying and what they're thinking. So if this is going to be an unexpected situation where you can't express your feelings, they're doing a really good job at hiding it. They're in control of what they're saying. And the butterfly here is almost like a metamorphosis within, it's like a practical sort of change. So I almost makes me think as if you're going to respect them more because of the way that they handle themselves. They're going to be quite solid, they're going to be quite in control of themselves, but they're going to be kind and they're going to make you feel good. So if this is a shock situation, which is making me think it is, because there's hiding feelings, there's a conventional situation, and the death and rebirth makes me feel it makes me feel shocked because I can't think what else it would be. Death and rebirth for a situation. If you can, let me know in the comments. Right, you're going to come across as being in control in a measured, cooler way, almost as if you're almost frighteningly in control. It's giving me the feeling, this is what I'm thinking here, that it's giving me a feeling of, because this is quite calculated in some way, as if you have bumped into them on purpose, or you've been in a position where you know they're normally there, or you're expecting to see them, and you're almost waiting to see how they meet and greet you. So you've actually... And they might be aware of this, that's funny. Because you're coming across as Eight of Pentacles here, so this is like a measured control. It's almost like catching your prey. And they're coming across as quite in control, but they've got here the butterfly here. It's almost as if they're aware of what you're doing. Fantastic. Right. Verbally, they're coming across as the Page of Pentacles. Verbally, that's the Page of Pentacles, as we just said, is controlled and measured and speaks slowly and clearly. How they come across verbally, so what they actually say is going to personify that in every way, in a bigger way, because they're going to actually come across as quite mature and in control of themselves. I do think this person, because you've got the middle eye here as well, you've got this mask on the person, but it's like a metamorphosis, if they're just quite aware of what the change and what's going on. I think this person knows what you're up to. I think this person knows that you quite like them, and that the next situation. Sorry, the camera keeps clicking off every half an hour. If this person's come across as the Star and they're coming across as this Pentacles, and it's almost the way they communicate is an awareness and a mature awareness of what's going on. So I think that they know what you're up to. Right, let's keep going anyway. Right, this is your card for your body language. For their body language, this is your body language. I can only say what I'm thinking. The World is like a completion card, which doesn't really speak to me of body language. So this is like, you've come across with the Eight of Pentacles here, which is like the spider with the prey. And there's this circling feel here that makes me feel even more so as if you are trying to engineer the situation. You're almost like circling them, waiting for the correct time, and then you know your body language is going to be turning up as if, oh look what's happened, here we are. They're coming across as the Seven of Cups, and in this card it's almost as if, oh hold on, I was going to say the Seven of Cups here, so this could take two tacks here. Your reading is difficult to read because it could be a few things. So the Seven of Cups could actually be, because you've got the Strength card here and you've got the Death card here. If there is actually physical contact between you two, as in like, you know, you actually are a couple or you're about to be in some sort of sexual situation, then it's almost as if with the World here, that it's almost as if what you've put into action is complete. You could get, with the Strength card here as well as the situation, the Seven of Cups with these octopus hands all over the place, you know, there could be some physical contact between you two. And it's what, with this here, yeah, I'm not trying to be crude here, but it's almost like a completion. It's a circle, and then you've got these hands here. I'm just giving you different scenarios here. If it's not that, if there's no sexual contact or it's not expected, then it won't be that. But to me, it could speak either way of a surprise situation that you've engineered, or possibly a sexual encounter where you've got what you wanted with the Spider card here and the World completion and the circle hold, and then you've got the hands all over the place here. It's like a fantasy. It's like everything coming true. It's like what they've imagined. Right. The eye contact between you two is going to be, from them, little eye contact, even though they've come across as quite mature with the Pentacle cards here, and they can speak very well, and they speak as if they're in control of what they're thinking and what they're saying. I don't think that eye contact is going to actually reflect the confidence that they're speaking. Yours is, you've got your eyes shut here, but there's an intensity of, oh my God. Oh my God, I should just give up reading, really. You're coming across as a judgment, and this bear's underwater. There's intensity with it, and the eyes are shut. You've got the Strength card to him, which is like hiding your passions or trying to keep them under control. You've got a traditional situation, which you're trying to actually keep under control. You've got the Death card here, which is a change the situation, and you could possibly have two, for your body language of physical contact, two sexual cards here. You've come across with this one. They're not looking at you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right, I'm going to move on. The memory that you take away from this, they're going to take away a memory of being very pleased with themselves. It's just like, either if there isn't a sexual situation, they're going to walk away really pleased themselves. If it's not sexual, it's basically they feel like they're basically in charge of it. In charge of it, they've been really controlled. They've been really, eloquent in the way that they've come across. If it's a surprise situation that you've engineered, which is a possibility, either way, whether it ends sexual or not, they're going to be, I handle myself really well. Why you're Four of Pentacles to me is a card where you're holding your cards close to your chest. It's as if you're holding on to something and you're not letting the flow has stopped after the contact from you, not from them. If it is I didn't get the feeling it's a power play, but if it is a power play where one's trying to get one up on each other, this person feels confident that they've got what they wanted, or what they wanted from you. Well, you're going to feel as if a little bit more reserved. Let me put some cards on that one. Let me put cards on both those two, because this is interesting to me. Maybe just to me. Why are they going to feel like they rule when you've had your contact? They're going to feel like they rule when you've had your contact, because it's something that's given them some anxiety in the past about this contact, and it's almost something they've been fantasizing about. So what's going to happen is when this comes into life or comes into reality, it's going to make them feel as if the time has come for it to do so. They've been waiting, and they've been patient, and they've been slightly anxious, and they've been fantasizing and daydreaming, and now they're pleased that it's actually something solid has happened. Why are you going to feel like the Four of Pentacles after your contact? Why are you going to take away this memory? Do you know what I'm thinking? When I'm taking out these cards, you've got the Page of Cups and you've got the Star. This is what I'm feeling as I'm saying this. That these cards to me are really sort of, they're good cards, and the fact that they can tell a story of something which to me feels interesting. And then there's this it's almost as if it's a story that you've made up, and it's it's becoming a reality, and then it becomes an actual solid situation, and then there's this get together, and I think this is going to make you feel vulnerable in some way. I think whatever you've been doing has been quite mental, and then as soon as this contact has happened, it's going to turn emotional, and it's going to turn into hopes and desires, and this feeling of almost vulnerability from your part, which I think is opposite to what they've been feeling. They've been feeling vulnerable and wondering and thinking and fantasizing, and you may have just been wondering mentally what's going to happen. So here you are, this situation is what you've both wished for. They're really happy because they're probably straightforward and they've got what they wished for. Not in a one-upmanship way, I don't think at all. It's more in a case of, well, that's what I wished for, and there you are, that's what I've got. You're going to feel as slightly vulnerable, and emotions are going to come more into play, and there's going to be this feeling of vulnerability because this situation is what you'd hoped for, and you've got it, and then you're almost as if that's when your emotions come out. Right, I am going to stop there. I have ranted on so much for especially all powers actually. So I hope that makes some sense to you. And it'd be really interesting for me to know whether you are weaving behind the scenes to get this situation to work, because that's what these cards here speak to me of. And it very much could be sexual contact. Okay, right, thank you very much for listening, Pile 3. I hope that helps in some way. And please let me know in the comments section, because I do find the comments really interesting, especially if it's clarifying something that I've read, and it makes me know, it lets me know, basically what rings true. Thank you again, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.